Hello everyone, welcome to Madhu Ma'am's class. Dear student, this lecture is the complete description of human alimentary canal. As you are aware, we eat various types of food and also they are complex in nature. So, the food has to be broken in simple or small particles. This process is known as digestion, which is carried out by our digestive system, by the mechanical and some of the biochemical methods. Human digestive system consists this alimentary canal, which is assisted by several glands. In this lecture, we will study about all the different organs of this human alimentary canal as well as the function of different digestive system. I am going to start it from the first organ, that is the mouth. Mouth contains teeth, tongue, by which we get the taste. We chew the food into the smaller particles, and then after it is passed to a food pipe named as esophagus. This is the food pipe named as esophagus. First, I am going to tell you about all the different organs. Then after, we will discuss about the different glands which works over here. As soon the food is chewed into the mouth, it passed into the esophagus. Esophagus is the food pipe which simply pushes the food into the next organ. This is the stomach. You are seeing over here, this is a J-shaped bag-like structure known as stomach. The stomach takes the food from the mouth through the esophagus. It is a very special type of movement named as peristaltic movement, which pushes the food forward. That means from mouth to the stomach. It is also controlled by a valve which is named as sphincter. As soon the food comes in the stomach, some of the food items get digested. As you all are aware that food contains carbohydrate, fat, proteins which are complex in nature. You should know that the stomach is the site for digestion of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, it is complex food, get converted in the form of simple sugar. Then after, the stomach pushes the rest of the foods to the small intestine. The small intestine is a highly coiled extensive structure which is enclosed inside the large intestine. The length of the small intestine varies in organism to organism. It may be smaller in length or it may be larger in length. This small intestine makes the food to get more digested. Or you can say this is the place where complete digestion takes place. That means carbohydrate, protein and fat, they get completely digested in this small intestine. Ultimately, the water which remain in the undigested food get absorbed by this large intestine. Water get absorbed by this large intestine, and then after the undigested food which needs to be removed or excreted will be given to the large intestine, and ultimately it will be given through this opening. This is the anus. This is the mechanical function, or you can say the physiology, where mouth intake the food, passes through esophagus into the stomach, then after the small intestine, largely the remaining part is absorbed by the small intestine, then large intestine, and ultimately it is removed. But there are some glands also. I have mentioned all the glands one by one and their function. Starting from the mouth, always you see your mouth get watered when you find out from some of the delicious food. So what is that water? That water is the salivary amylase, saliva. Saliva, which contains one of the enzyme, salivary amylase. This enzyme are the biocatalyst which only participate in the reaction for the several changes. The salivary amylase changes the starch into the sugar. The starch is the complex sugar and simple sugar it get converted with the help of salivary amylase. So the saliva, it is present in salivary gland secreted from the salivary gland which is present in the mouth, secreted in the form of salivary amylase, breaks the starch into the sugar. Similarly, the stomach, it contains several glands at their walls. On the wall of the stomach, when you will see the anatomy of the stomach, you will see several glands. These glands gives out gastric juice. Gastric juice which contains HCl, pepsin, mucus. The HCl makes the medium of the food acidic, as well as it promotes the function of pepsin. The role of pepsin is that it digests the protein. Mucus, it makes a smooth lining over the gastric wall and it protects the wall of stomach. This is one of the gland. It is not an organ. It is one of the gland, pancreas. Similarly, one another gland you are seeing over here, this is the liver. Liver secretes bile juice. Bile juice which is collected in the gallbladder, and what it do? It action on the fat. As you are knowing that fat is a complex molecule. What is its action? It simply broke the bigger molecule of fat into the smaller globule. This process is termed as emulsification, which makes the new catalyst to work easy. To make the work easier, the bigger molecule of fat get converted into the smaller globule of fat, which is named as emulsification. It is simply the breaking with the help of bile juice, which is inside the gallbladder. This is the one of the largest gland of the human being, that is the liver. The next gland, the liver is one of the gland. The another you studied over here, that gastric gland inside the stomach. Pancreas is another gland. It give out pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice gives the enzyme trypsin and lipase. Trypsin works on protein and lipase works on fat. But this pancreatic juice is given in the small intestine. And here the intestinal juice, which is secreted from the glands present in the intestine, converts the protein into the simpler molecule, that is the amino acid, and proteins to the fatty acid and glycerol. Ultimately, there is no gland in large intestine, it only absorbs the water. So here you can see that liver, pancreas, small intestine, stomach, they secretes different enzymes. And lastly, all the complex molecule, that means saccharides or sugar, complex sugar, protein, fat, they all get digested in the small intestine. Here you can say that the small intestine is the complete site of digestion. So, the food materials such as starch or complex sugar has been converted to the simpler one, that is the sugar. The fat has been converted into the fatty acid and glycerol. The protein has been converted into the amino acid and amino acid. This complete process involves all the organ as well as different glands which are such as liver, pancreas, gastric glands present in the stomach, intestinal gland present in the small intestine. And lastly, the unabsorbed food, already I have told you, is sent into the large intestine, where finger-like projections, this finger-like projection, it is also present in the small intestine, named as villi. It enhances the surface area of a small intestine as well as the large intestine. Villi, it is simply a finger-like projection. You can, as you will cut the section of the wall of, see the section of the wall of small intestine or large intestine, what you will see, this is the highly folded structure, finger-like projection, termed as villi, which increases the surface area and makes the process simpler. Which process? The small intestine perform the complete digestion and large intestine perform the process of absorption. The rest of material is removed from the body via the anus. The exit of this waste material is regulated by another sphincter, a valve named as anal sphincter. One sphincter is there which regulates the coming of food from esophagus to the stomach, and another sphincter, that is the anal sphincter. These two are the sphincter, a valve, in sphincter, valve, which regulate the opening and closing of the stomach, esophagus or stomach, in between the esophagus and stomach, and here is the another anal sphincter which control the or giving out of the excreted material. This is end of the lecture about the human alimentary canal, where we have discussed about different organs and so many of the glands, function of the glands, and how the complex food or the various type of food which we intake in our digestive system get digested, absorbed and excreted. Okay, in next lecture we will study about any other system. Thank you.